What's up, Mob Crew? I'm Chris. In today's video, we go over the closure of the Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito case. Also, Brian Laundrie released an interview on News Nation. It goes over some very good questions. I go over that and more in today's video. Also, today's missing person case is Sanaya Law from Toledo, Ohio. She will be featured at the end of my video, so please stay until the end for that. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the channel, everybody, where we cover murder, mystery, to the paranormal. So as this investigation into Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito come to a close, we are once again left with so many unanswered questions. Although we did finally get to hear that Brian's notebook did contain a confession, I'm going to play an interview from Brian Laundrie on News Nation, and they bring up some many great questions. Here is a small clip.
Moab report had extensive details of what unfolded, unintentional missteps by law enforcement, and extensive interviews. So if this is it, this one-page final report from the FBI, I still have a lot of questions. You may too. I want to begin, though, with what this report reveals and what it does show us we have learned over the course of these 5 months. Brian, in this tragic story, let's begin with the notebook, Brian. We know that the notebook was found in the reserve near Brian Laundrie's remains. The notebook belonged to Brian Laundrie. The police and FBI now say written statements from Brian claiming responsibility for Gabby's death were revealed inside that notebook. However, the report did not go into any further detail about what was specifically said. So I know I can't even ask you, though, is a new piece of information. The one thing we didn't know until today is these text messages between Brian and Gabby's phones. This was new, this was interesting, and this is an important detail in this investigation.
Yeah, it definitely was interesting, Marnie, and that
Ashley brings up a great question on how the Moab report contains 99 pages, yet we get 1 page from the FBI on this entire investigation of 5 months, where there were so many mistakes, like the Northport losing track of Brian. So we do learn that the family did receive Gabby's belongings when they were at the FBI office, but how long will it take to see some kind of case file from the FBI on this investigation? Here's a clip on this subject.
Laundrie after he killed Gabby Petito.
Right. And my question then is, will we ever see what those text messages said specifically? Will law enforcement share that? The other thing, Brian, that struck me, the Petitos visited with the FBI for 8 hours yesterday, essentially going through some of Gabby's things that were in the Laundrie's house. I would imagine they know much more than what this report reveals. Will the public ever be privy to this information about the investigation and the details of what the FBI found?
This must be for Gabby's family right now. But in terms of when we'll find out, you know, it's very, very difficult getting information out of the feds. You can put in open records requests. They can sometimes take literally years. So it'll be interesting to see if they slowly release more details. But based on what they did today, it seems like this is it.
As this chapter closes, what is next? There has been some statements put out in the media that hints at a good possibility that the Laundries could face a civil suit, and I'm all for it.
There are holes, and this is another sort of thing that remains unresolved. We know the Laundries were not cooperating in the beginning. That's what Northport police were telling us in the beginning. But sort of where it went from there is still sort of a mystery. And that's why it would be so interesting to get the full case file from the FBI. Do they have information, text messages, phone calls? They were outside the Laundrie's house. What do they know about what the Laundries knew throughout that entire process? We still don't know.
And the other
So if you have any unanswered questions, I do have a 3-part video where I go over some of those unanswered questions and try to answer them. Here is a link in the top right corner. Please leave a like and share this video. Subscribe if you're new. Tap the bell and turn on all notifications so you don't miss an upload. Shout out to Sylvia and Anna Marie for becoming members of the Mob Crew. And shout out to Tina Moose for putting the missing in the comments. Today's missing person case is Cynthia Law from Toledo, Ohio. She was last seen on September 14th last year. She has brown eyes and brown hair. So please take a close look. Please take care of yourself and be sure to tell someone you love them. Thank you.